Hello, my name is Jessica Morela. I interviewed Kevin Keegan, the HR Assistant Superintendent at Santa Clara Unified School District. Kevin has been in many different roles within a public school system, but he is now one of the head leaders in a public school district. In my opinion, Kevin is a great example of a good leader, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why. I'll discuss three main topics: Kevin's leadership style, the impact of bad leaders, and how it's important to continue to learn and grow as a leader. In chapter 1 of our textbook on page 11, it was discussed that leadership is about who you are, how you act, what you do, and how you work with others. Peter Block and Robert Greenleaf defined leadership as a partnership with followers. They discussed concepts like stewardship and servant leadership. Kevin stated that he considers himself a servant leader. He takes pride in serving the students and families in all his roles. He understands the importance of listening to all perspectives and ensuring everyone feels heard. He stated there has to be a balance in decision-making. There are decisions that are made within a specific group, decisions that the leader needs to make, and other decisions that come from other powers, such as his boss, the county, state officials, etc. He stresses the importance of involving everyone when appropriate. But above all, he said, as a leader, don't be a jerk. Kevin was a teacher for 7 years. He would receive comments that he should become a principal, and he never thought he would because he liked to teach. Eventually, he decided to try it out and became a principal for summer school. He then decided to take a full-time position as a principal at an elementary school. After some time, Kevin decided to leave Santa Clara Unified. It was important for him to grow. However, there were other reasons that helped him decide to make some career changes. During his time as principal, he was under bad leadership. The school board created an unhappy environment, and he felt there was no trust. In chapter 6 of our textbook on page 178, it discusses how credibility is key to be able to successfully influence your followers. As mentioned on page 179, the three most important elements of credibility are competence, trustworthiness, and dynamism. All three were not being met for Kevin. He started to ask himself if it was healthy for him to stay. He did note that although it was hard for him to leave, the benefit of the situation was when he deals with challenges, it only makes him work harder. As you can tell, he was successful because he came back and became the HR assistant superintendent. Now that Kevin is in a high position within the school district, some may assume that he has all the skills he needs to be successful. When I asked Kevin what characteristics a leader needs to be successful, one of his answers was being a lifelong learner. Kevin recognizes that his leadership development is his responsibility. He is committed to leadership learning, building developmental relationships, and taking advantage of developmental experiences, as stated in chapter 12 in our textbook on page 402. During my interview with Kevin, I learned a lot about his leadership style and how he personally developed to prepare for all his roles. He is empathetic and willing to listen. He has had experience with both good and bad leadership. When he was dealing with bad leadership, he decided to learn from it and grow. Some may stay in their positions and complain, but Kevin recognized that staying would only hurt him more. He is proof that leadership development is essential in order to be successful in leadership roles. In closure, Kevin is a servant leader. He handles bad leadership experiences with professionalism and decides to take the high road of working harder and finding new roles that will help him feel supported and successful. He also prides himself on his continuous professional development and constant learning in all his roles. His advice to anyone who wants to be a leader is to start simple and find something that you're passionate about, whether it be a coach on a soccer team or leading a club. Get involved where you can. Every experience counts. Thank you.